Denise Carroll, and I played Diane.
Louis Trent, and I played Mitchell.
Sherry Coon, I'm the director.
Ashley Gianni, and I played Ellen.
Michael Tabor, and I played Alex.
Is this the first Q&A you've had, or others?
No, this
No,
is
this
the
is it.
first one for this play.
Okay, well, you're probably going to get asked this if there's another one. The most obvious question, the kissing and nudity parts, how difficult was that? How did you get over that?
Michael, do you want to start?
Fish to water. Fish
Cool
to water.
question. Okay, well, we eased our way into it for sure. Let's see, me and Louis, first, practiced by ourselves without anyone else in the room, got a little comfortable, and then slowly we had the director and the rest of the cast come in.
God,
and
it sounds
then
like a porn.
slowly it evolved. No, I'm just joking. And yeah, so I don't know. It just came. It was pretty natural. It was for.
Oh, sorry, dirty mind.
It was just it was definitely character driven. And it was necessary for the play. So.
But I would like to say that their main concern, once they both made the commitment that they were going to do it, was not necessarily, oh, the nudity, oh, the kissing, oh, it's shocking. It's how are we going to get the clothes off in time? It started out strictly as technical, because sometimes in theater, the things you have to do, all of a sudden something that you do as a normal part of your life becomes this overwhelming obstacle, such as taking off a shirt.
Yeah.
Sherry really helped us with that. Finding the socks, which leads us into another whole story about taking off clothes. But no, Sherry really helped us. In fact, that was kind of our main concern was, hey, so I take his shirt off and then he takes my shirt off, or should I take a sock off?
And I
then
said,
my
I'm going to leave the
underwear,
room and you guys work it out.
Yeah. So we kind of choreographed it, and Michael and I were really kind of good about just being like, okay, professional, professional, professional. And it makes it easier when you are working with another actor who respects that aspect of it and is okay with the whole nude aspect of it as well. And Michael and I, do really, really well. I mean, we joked around a lot about it, and we still do, but I mean, it's not bad, and it doesn't affect me. I even have friends in the audience, like my sister's coming tomorrow, and we're co-workers tonight, so now they've officially seen me naked. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't. What I think is actually the best thing about the nudity is that it's very freeing. Your inhibitions are totally gone. Like in that moment, you are 155,000% truthful, no matter what you do, because you are naked, and it kind of feels good.
Is there a challenging part of this particular play that you can talk about?
I think the challenging part is that when I asked a lot of actors when they came to audition, and I asked them what style of play they thought this was, and the people who had read it, or the people who had seen it last year, Kirk Douglas, had various thoughts about what it was, and almost everybody said, oh, this is such a sad, sad story. And I would look them in the eye and say, no, this is a romantic comedy with a happy ending. And I think that more than a few actors at that point thought, well, she's nuts. But, and I do. I see it as a romantic comedy. I see the difference simply being it's a romantic comedy about two men. But what caught me into it is it's about our common humanity. The fact that we all get stupid in love. We all go through that scene where, no, you say it first, no, you say it first, no, you say it first. And we all, make commitments, don't make commitments. It just happens to all of us. And I thought, what a great show that makes people laugh while they're making them think.
Any challenges, Ashley, for you in terms of your character development or the show?
No, that's not true. No,
She's in Jersey.
I
I know the accent's real.
The accent is real, 100%. I I was fortunate enough to see this on Broadway in '06, and I fell in love with the play. I think it's just brilliantly written. Carter Bean is one of my favorite playwrights. And when I saw the audition notice, I have been using the Screecher monologue for auditions for 3 years now, since I saw it. And when I saw the notice, I was like, I have to do this. I have to go. And I mean, I could have not imagined a better experience with Sherry and the cast. And so it's really made the process of developing Ellen really natural and organic and fun. So I don't think the vulnerability was the major challenge, maybe. Getting in touch with her own insecurities and getting there, and my insecurities and getting there myself as an actor.
Denise, are you truly a take no prisoners, mean bitch?
Yes.
Die hard with a vengeance, actually.
You have to ask my friend Rob off the camera there. No, that was the biggest challenge for me. Was to not make her so mean and just on the surface so controlling. It was difficult to dig further down and find all the different levels and hurt, and like Ashley mentioned, vulnerability, finding Diane's vulnerability, finding those areas that are kind of gray, where everything's not just black and white, and she really believes that what she's doing for them is bettering their life and making their dreams come true, and there's something noble and good about that. It isn't.
Well, I know that moment when she describes having all the comments directed to the attorney who's with her. I mean, that's a moment that many women in professions have had, and I thought that was wonderfully played, and you can see the vulnerability in that scene, that was something that hurt you.
Yeah, very much so. And all of the events that could be, where she could be really strident about it and be very manipulative about it, even though she is manipulative, but she's manipulating in such a way that they get what they want, really. So it's a good manipulation. If there is such a thing.
Louis, do you have anything you'd like to say about the challenge aspect?
Very, very challenging. This is my first time on stage in 5 years as an actor. So everything was a challenge, and the director was a challenge. No, it was really tough to memorize all these lines. I mean, the last show I was in was a musical, so you just have to memorize music, which is my forte, and I really had a difficult time, especially with all the broken lines. And also being, I thought that Mitchell was a lot like me, and I was like, oh wow, he's so put together, and he's so organized, and has all these wonderful things going for him in his life. And then I realized, oh no, he's still a child. He never really grew up. He never experienced love, really. He's kind of just been catered to his entire life. And now he's figuring out all these other things about himself, and he's going through all these changes, and I'm like, wow, I have to go back 10 years to get to that point again. So it was really tough. It still is kind of tough, on a nightly basis to kind of go through that innocence again. When me, myself, I'm pretty well put together most of the time. And it gets really tough to go back to being a child, to pout, to play at it, especially play at it in a relationship, because it's new and it's fun, and it's you're in the honeymoon stage of it. That's all tough to go back to. It's good to have the memories of it, but sense memory only takes you so far as an actor. So and all this I've had to dig up. It's having to dig up all my theater books from college and go, okay, let's go through and see what we're gonna do to make this happen. It was really tough, and it's a wonderful experience.
Well, welcome back to the stage after 5 hiatus.
Thanks.
Nice to have you back. I'm wondering, when Diane offers a solution at the end that this could solve everything. What does your character think about that?
First, he's kind of like, oh shit, really? I'm gonna be married and have a kid, and then he realizes that this is like, she's right. She's right. She came in and she's fixing all of these problems, and this is her solution, and it may not be really what I want, but ultimately what I want is I want to be a movie star. And so, as Mitchell, I accept that and I embrace it. And, you know, I kind of hoped that Alex would have gone along with it, but even when he didn't, I still got something that I had been going for my entire life, and I will still be able to have a friend on the side, just not to the public.
Right.
So he accepts it.
Sherry, anything that you can share with us that working with this kind of a play, as you say, a romantic comedy that isn't a straight man and a straight woman, and how that played in your mind?
What I found mostly was the similarities. That it, as a straight woman who has been in and out of relationships all my life, I'm used to the dance, I'm used to the game, I'm used to the relationships. And as I read the play and watched the guys work more, I would just have those moments of recognition about, yeah, I've been there. And if I've been there and they've been there, that means we've all been there. And the same thing with you know, we've all been the third wheel in a relationship. The one character we've not all been is, except I'm a director and we're all a little powerful. You know, we haven't really been the person who stands off to the side and kind of makes everything go. Yeah, dance. But no, for me, it brought home how similar we all are. And just fast story that I told them, among thousands of others, was I recently took a class in human sexuality as part of finishing a master's degree. And at one point we were having a discussion in it, and it suddenly popped out of my mouth, well, maybe we should start separating sexuality from gender. And from the look on my instructor's face, I suddenly felt, I just got my A. And it has been, and it's funny that getting this show at the same time that kind of revelation came in my life, the timing of the two is excellent. Because it just means that I'm kind of sneaking it in on our common humanity, not our differences.
Apart from Shakespeare or Beckett, have you ever been in a play that had this much dialogue or so many monologues?
Yeah.
I assume that's Sorry?
I did a show called 84 Charing Cross Road, which if you know that show is based on an entire series of letters. So when they started saying, oh, I've got so many monologues, I told them you would get no sympathy from me.
But I would imagine just that alone, I mean, you can't act, you know, the lines, there's so many lines. I would imagine that just in itself is a challenge.
Totally.
I think Denise should talk about that.
She's
the one that,
You know,
However, what they won't admit to you, which all actors love, is all actors love two things, which a couple of these guys get to do in this show. They love monologues, where they can address the audience directly and have that little sense of connection, and they love a nice long dance.
So what was the last thing, nice what?
Death scene.
Oh.
To elaborate on that, when I was doing my script analysis for the piece, he writes very similar to Beckett and Shakespeare, and his punctuation and the alliteration and all of the really cool, intricate things that you see in classic material, you do find in this script, and I think that's what makes it so much fun, and the language is so rich. So it's very similar.
The other modern reference that I gave them, that the other writer who's very similar to Bean in the way he uses language, is Richard Curtis, which if you don't know the name, you probably know some of his movies, Four Weddings and a Funeral, Notting Hill, and Love Actually. When you think about it, those characters are very articulate, and that they go all around the houses with their lines. Same thing. So that was part of their homework.
I was scared of the lines.
I would imagine it was daunting.
Well, I want to let you ask your question, but before then, how do you do it? Is there some special trick for you to master all those lines? Something that we could take to our jobs and use in our lives? Because if you can memorize all that, you must know something about civilization. Beyond just being an actor, that's a really tricky process.
A lot of times it's being fully involved in the circumstances, and if it's a well-written piece, a lot of the lines are very human responses. So those are the easy ones. And the other ones, sometimes it is breaking it down and learning it rote and repeating it over and over, where rehearsal comes in handy there. And then I have a thing that I can actually, if I close my eyes, I can see the lines on the page. And yeah, so
That's handy.
I can't impart any wisdom on that.
That's very handy.
Sometimes.
Go ahead.
Sure, it's not a question. I just want to thank you all for your bravery. The show it's very universal. It's so specific, but it's very universal. And you all go to places that we all go, and none of us like to, and the pain and everything. And you're up there, some literally, but others figuratively naked for 2 hours. And just thank you for doing it. Thanks for being so brave. It's just beautiful to watch. Sure.